People, there's no understanding of that. I didn't know the difference for a long time. Held me back, kept me from achieving goals, kept me from growing, prevented me from establishing a foundation. So much time spent waiting, confusing that waiting for patience, just confusing the time that I spent standing still as time being patient. Good morning. Don't know what any of those letters mean. MJV. This viral. I'm gonna call you MJV. I don't know what any of those letters you put in mean. So what I'm saying is, it is important to make sure we know the difference between waiting and being patient. And that's what we're gonna talk about this morning, to see if you know. Make sure, guys, as you come in, take a second, do the survey. Let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. Thompson, what's good, bruh? What's good with you, Thompson? All good here, out for a little morning walk, headed up to the top of the hill, doing our thing, continuing to grow. Everyone be blessed. Have a blessed day. Welcome to the morning. Welcome to the wake up. It is 3 a.m. Are you on the West Coast? Where you at? Where you at 3 a.m., Thompson? Good gracious. Yeah, that's the West Coast. You out there way out west, yo. Y'all ain't even got sunlight up yet. Still dark. You walk out there in the darkness. This is, I got a lot more light going here than you do, Thompson. Going back to Cali. I'm going. Oh, man. Hey, guys, my little view from the top of the hill. A little bit of what I see when I come up here every morning. As you can see, those clouds in the distance look ominous today, people. Bad Dog, what's up, bro? What's good? What's happening? We walking and talking, man. Talking about the difference between waiting and being patient. And how waiting is killing your future. Like way I like to say it, man, waiting is hating. You know what I'm saying? Waiting is hating. The reason I say that, dude, is because usually when we're waiting, it's because we're missing something, right? Like we wait on the bus because we're not in control of this method of travel. We're waiting. We're at this bus stop and we're waiting. Or we're waiting on knowledge because we haven't gained it yet. We don't have it in order to be able to understand exactly how we should be functioning, what we should be doing. And so we have to learn, or we need a tool. But when we're waiting, right? We know this, when we're waiting, there's nothing happening. There's a difference between waiting and being patient, right? So in some situations, we're being patient. In other situations, we're just waiting. For example, if we use the bus stop example, when we're waiting on the bus, there's a realization that this bus is coming, right? There's an understanding this bus is coming. And this is where I came into this understanding that waiting is hating. I lived for a period in Baltimore, Maryland. During my time in Baltimore, Maryland, I used to wait for this bus to travel on. Anybody who's familiar with Baltimore will be familiar that sometimes the transit system is inconsistent, to say the least. So I have to catch this bus. So I'm waiting on this bus. unbeknownst to me, this bus is never coming. What's going on, Cash? This bus is never coming. We're in the same place, man. So I'm waiting for this bus. I'm waiting. I believe I'm being patient. This bus never comes. So I have to find a different way to get where I'm going. But I don't know until later, right? I don't know until later that the following day that this bus was never coming. I don't find out that day that this bus is never coming, right? So because I don't know this bus is coming, and because I'm not prepared for this bus to not come, it's not until later that I find out that I wasted my time, right? So knowledge is imperative for us to not be wasting time. That's why I say waiting is hating, because I felt like somebody knew. Somebody could have come past that bus stop and let me know. But they have systems set up. They have places you can call. They have, it's all types of stuff that can be done for you to not be blind in that process. And when you stop being blind, this is where we move from waiting to being patient. When we stop being blind, we understand there are other things I'm going to have to do. They may still cost me time. They may still require for me to move at a specific speed. They may still ask for me to perform tasks in a certain way. However, once I'm actually performing tasks and taking action and moving at whatever pace, I'm no longer waiting. I'm being patient. Everything is changed at that point. This is important, people. This is important to keep us from waiting and destroying our own future. To keep us from destroying our own, give me a moment, our own potential, our own outcomes, our own method of building. All of these things are predicated on knowing the difference between patience and waiting. And right now, if you're in a situation where you're trying to figure out whether or not you're being patient or you're waiting for something, do a self-evaluation of your current daily activities, right? Because you can say, oh, I'm being patient because you're waiting for something to be delivered. Okay, what can you do while you're waiting for that to be delivered? Right? What actions can you take? It's very rare that there is a point where things have to come to a complete stop because of deliveries or work or anything. It's very rare that things should come to a complete stop. If you're coming to a complete stop, if you're ever working, and at some point while you're working, it requires for you to do a full stop, either you're changing course, changing methods, or you're waiting. That's important. Once we come to that realization, we'll spend less time waiting, we'll consume less time, we'll use more time, we'll be more productive, and we'll see a higher degree of results, right? All of this is going to happen, but we have to understand that waiting is not patience. Waiting is actually the process of being inactive. Patience is the process of being active, knowing that the results are in the future. So we have to be active in order to be patient. You're not being patient if you're just sitting there, right? I don't care if you're waiting to do a job interview. Okay, I'm waiting for this job interview. I'm being patient in this process. What can I do to better prepare myself for this job interview? What can I do to better prepare myself for this job? What can I do to better situate myself in the appropriate mindset for the activities that are up to come? There's a difference between patience and waiting. Waiting is hating. Waiting is wasting. It's fine to wait, but it doesn't mean you have to stop. Patience understands this is part of the process. This is part of the process. But it doesn't mean I have to stop being productive. Patience is tied to productivity. Waiting is tied to wasting. So when this is why we talk, so let's look at it a little bit deeper, right? Lex, what's going on, Lex? Good to see you, bro. Thanks for stopping in. I'm getting canceled. Wait a minute. You're getting canceled by who? So here's what it is. Here's how we know that waiting is wasteful, right? Here's how we know to associate waiting with wasting. If you are scheduled to be somewhere or to meet somebody somewhere, and that person doesn't show up at the time that they're expected to show up, what's the first thing we say? Man, why are you wasting my time? Right? Because I could have been doing anything else. We have to understand there is a difference between waiting and wasting. There's a difference, there's a tie to waiting and wasting, and there's a difference to waiting and being patient. Patience is it's an action word. Waiting, there's no way waiting should be described as a verb. There has to be a different way to categorize waiting, because there's no way waiting should be viewed as an action that's being taken when it is literally the definition of inaction. Patience is an action. It's being put to work. Good morning, Dale. How you doing this morning, Dale? Thanks for stopping in. Guys, I'm out here this morning. We're on this walk and talk. It is now 6:04 in the morning, 3:04 back in Cali. I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you for stopping in. Do me a favor, when you drop in, just let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know what time of day it is, where you are. Whether it's morning, afternoon, night, what you guys are working on. This is just your motivation check. It's Monday. It's this Monday morning motivation. Let's get up and get at it, people. Let's get started. Let's be productive. Let's not just be busy, let's be productive. All right? That's what waiting is. Waiting is busy work, right? Waiting is like, there's nothing to do. Getting these push-ups in, bro, get them in. How many are you doing, Dale? Give me a number. How many push-ups you doing today? What else you doing with them? You doing push-ups and squats? Or you just doing push-ups? Get the push-ups in, man. But you knocking them out. 25 a clip, 10, 15 a clip, 5 a clip. I love the Chuck Norris joke where they say Chuck Norris doesn't push up, he pushes the earth down. 150, 20 a clip. All right, so that's gonna be 160 then. You're gonna have to hit 160 if that last one, you can't cut that last one short. You mean 160. Throw them crunches in there with it. Dude, 150 push-ups a day. About how long it normally take you to get those in? And what's that? B-Rocks, Bay-Rocks? What's going on, Bay-Rocks? Good morning, how you doing? Good morning, everyone. Kobe, not hating, just curious, brother. What's the bump? This got hit in the head many years ago with something, and it's just a hematoma. It's just not gonna go anywhere. Just living with it. Keep pushing for gains, and dude, indeed, I'm doing good, feeling motivated to see you. Thank you for being motivated. I feel you too. Keep pushing. Yeah, man, stay motivated. Stay encouraged. I've started doing a thing where I send myself videos at night. I don't know if all you guys have heard about it, but I send myself a video at night for me to just wake up and look at in the morning. Just anything from the previous day, right? And I find that I'm able to encourage myself. Now, I've been trying it different ways. The first night, I had to kind of remind myself, what's up, Fable? Dude, every time you come on, I put on a fake British accent and I sound so stupid. What's going on, Fable? So I try to record these videos, and the first night that I did it, dude, like I was like, oh no, I need to record the video. And it's just like I'm so tired when I'm doing it. So what I found is one of the things that works for me is during the day, while I'm going through and I'm working on things, like sometimes I'll stop. And you know, when I start to drift, one of the things that brings me back in and helps me maintain focus is to send myself a message for tomorrow, like boom, hey, here's what time it is right now, here's what you're doing, here's what you're working on. Thank you for believing in me enough to get up in the morning and do what you do. I'm here for you. You got this, keep working, keep going. And I'll just send it. And it'll go to my messages, and then in the morning I get up, and one of the things I do first thing in the morning is check my message to me so that I can say good morning and kind of encourage myself in the morning, motivate myself in the morning. It's a little trick, but it seems to be working. Right? I haven't been perfect. I haven't done it every morning. I haven't done it every night. But incorporating it, what I found is that throughout my day, as I just said, if I keep in mind that it's something that I need to do throughout my day, even when my focus starts to wane on the in particular thing that I may be working on, it helps me get back focused. It helps me to remind myself, hey, here's what you're working on. Here's what you're doing. Hey, and here's you in the morning. Good morning to you. It does. Hey, Fable. For you guys that don't know Fable, a great channel, please go follow. If you have not subscribed and follow his channel, please do. Phenomenal young man. He's doing great things. He's out of the UK. He's an artist. He's an inspiration. He is growth, guys. Definitely connect with him. It's opportunity to get messages from him late in your day that are going to be a great way to continue to build and bond, guys. So Fable, if you see him there, it's going to be F4 BLE or F4BL, but it's just Fable. Please click on him. Go follow him, guys. Give him some love. Look at his content. It's great stuff, and it helps. It's helpful for everyone. So if you haven't gotten connected with him yet, guys, get connected. Just take a look at the page. Take a look at the content. Take a look at the connection. It is very, very insightful and uplifting, guys. Head over there, take a look. Good morning, Rich. How are you doing this morning, Rich? Good to see you. So, one of the things that's important, guys, like I was just saying, with sending the message to myself, right? This goes back to what the topic of the day is, right? And the topic is that waiting is not patience. That's ultimately what it is there's a difference between waiting for something and being patient for something to happen, right? Now, it happens in so many areas of our life. The primary focus where it's going to happen for most people is going to be with employment. It's going to be with their jobs, right? And a lot of times we believe once we've been taught, oh, once you've gone to school and you get out, you're going to get a job. And then you're going to work, and then you're gonna put money aside, you're gonna save, and if you're responsible with your money, you'll die broke. So we spend most of our life after school waiting to die. Like, it's crazy when you start to look at the way these things are managed and what we're taught. It's crazy that we're sitting here waiting to die. Like, that's what's happening in a lot of these situations. It's like I finished school, I've got a job, I go to work every day, I pay my bills on time, I have good credit, I'm putting money away, and now what? Oh, well, you know, when you retire, you know, you can enjoy your life. Wait a minute, well, when do I retire? And like, oh, you know, 67. You got plenty of time left. You retire at 67. Listen, at the time in the United States, when the retirement age was set to 65, life expectancy was set to 67. They were like, you need 2 years. Dude, listen, if you lived a decade after you stopped working, people were like, yo, you need to go back to work. Like, you don't have enough money to be alive for 10 more years. We gave you 2 years worth of money to live off of. What are you doing? Like this, we did not calculate you to be alive for 10 years. Waiting is not patience. Waiting to retire is not patience. Waiting for a promotion is not patience. Waiting for another job is not patience. Waiting, and this is a big one. This might, thank you, it is a nice view, especially with this, the clouds are a little overcast and the way the sun's coming up. Thank you very, I didn't do it, I'm not creating the view, but it is nice. So, here's the thing. One of the areas where waiting can be truly detrimental, guys, one of the areas where waiting can be truly detrimental is going to be with faith, with your church, with your religion. When they tell you, oh man, as Christians here in the United States, especially Southern Pentecostal Christians, man, the wait on God thing, talking about somebody using God and religion and faith to get at you. Oh, you gotta wait on God. Be patient. Patience is active. Yeah, follow God. Know that God, here's the thing. Our faith teaches us that all of this has already been written. Everything that is and will be is already in existence. It's already there. You just have to get there. You can't get there waiting. If you need to get there, if God told you, I've already written your story, I already know what you're gonna do, why are you waiting on God? Good morning, Top Gun, welcome in. God wants you to do your part, right? That's not waiting. That's not waiting, that's patience. It's like, okay, God wrote it. God, there's something up here for me. I need to take steps. I need to take action. I need to be active. I need to continue to grow. I need to stop waiting for somebody else to come into my life and give me what God said he got for me. I need to go get mine. I'm telling you, when people tell you to wait, when someone tells you, you just have to wait, no, be patient. Patience is required because there's work you need to do, right? We talked the other day about focus and how for so many people, they focus way out in front of them. They focus way too far out so that they can't see what's right in front of them, right? They're tripping over things because they're looking too far ahead and they don't see the stumbling blocks or the things that they have to overcome first. And so the alternative to tripping over the things that are right in front of you The alternative to looking too far ahead is I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for the blessings to find me. Well, good luck in that. Good luck in waiting for somebody to come to your door and be like, we just got word from the Galactic Alliance. Your presence is required. You've been waiting. Like, dude, no, you gotta be active. Blessed, welcome in, Blessed. What are you talking about? Blessed, don't come in with that, man. I'm not reading that. Dude, so guys, what does it mean when we say the difference between waiting and being patient? Waiting is just sitting there. Being patient is understanding that we're working on something, but it's going to take us time. That's why patience is step 2 in the dividend discipline, right? The discipline dividend. It's step 2. It's step 2 because first, we just need to start repetition. We just need to start doing the thing that we said we're going to do on a regular basis. Anything. Just start doing anything that you say you're going to do on a regular basis. Then we have to be patient. Patience says, I'm going to continue to do this, understanding there's a result at the end. Patience does mean I'm going to occasionally do this and see what happens. It means I'm going to continue to do this, but I understand I'm not going to be done today, but I'm going to keep working. Consistency is when you say, I know it's not going to happen today. I know I'm going to continue to work, but I need to start setting markers and levels of achievement so that I can check off my work as it's being done. And perseverance is when your patience is tested. On those days when you miss that mark, on those times when that mark is not achieved and you still have work to do. That's where you build your perseverance. Everything works on a thing, perseverance works on you. And you have to endure because it is the persevering that makes you who you need to be to see what you want to see when you get there, right? You have to persevere. It doesn't matter if you get there and you don't have the ability to remain there, to stay there, to exist, to grow, to achieve. If you are incapable of existing in this space, if you're incapable of being successful and continuing and growing in this space, then why are we going to this space, right? Doesn't make sense to get there and not you get there. That is what perseverance. You can be as physically talented as you want to be and say, I want to be in the NFL. I want to be a Major League Soccer player. I want to play in La Liga. I want to play baseball. You can be as physically gifted as you want to be. But when you start to travel this path, perseverance is what teaches you, hey, when you get to a certain level, there's going to be people better than you. They're going to be physically more talented than you. That are going to be able to do things you can't do. How are you going to deal with it when you see it? How are you going to deal with it when somebody who's 5 years younger than you exceeds your performance level? How are you going to deal with it when somebody who's 10 years younger than you gets promoted in front of you on your job? How are you going to deal with it? That's what perseverance is. Perseverance turns you into the person who understands, I get it, and I'm working on me, and I'm going to get what I'm supposed to get, and I'm going to see where I'm supposed to see, even if I don't see it here. So it doesn't turn into frustration and anger. There's a difference between being patient and waiting. I used to wait. I spent so many years waiting for somebody to give me the right opportunity. Give me a job. I'm waiting for you to give me, no, I gotta take it. I can't wait. This isn't about me waiting. This is about me doing, and that doing requires for me to be active. Labib says, sometimes people don't have options, like the ones living in Gaza under oppression. Labib, help. I can talk to you about that. I don't know if you're still here, Labib, but we can talk about that. I don't have a problem with having that conversation. Blessed. Sorry. Something Dad used to sing in the military. I understand, Blessed. Growth says, can you tell, like whenever I come closer to my success, the more problems come closer to me. That's building of the perseverance. That's building of the perseverance. That's not by accident. You're near your success. The problems, if you look at them closely, the problems that you start to incur usually are either designed to distract you from achieving that level of success, or they are simply things that you need to accomplish to get to the success that you're looking for, right? So overcoming those, so growth, when you get there, overcoming those, that is the element of perseverance. I'm telling you, when you make that break, when you make that move, when you complete that stage, you're moving to a whole new level, completely different level. Blessed, perseverance brought me here. This I'm sure of, and continue to persevere. So Labib, here's the thing. I'm not in Gaza, right? I know there's difficulties for people on the streets I live on, right? I don't know where you're checking in from, Labib, but I'm in Maryland. It's on the East Coast of the United States. I've lived in Baltimore City. I've watched people buy drugs in open air markets. I've seen the destruction it can do. I'm not talking about missiles and bombs being dropped. I'm talking about watching just recently, in the last week, 50 people overdosed on the same corner, on the same 2 cross streets in Baltimore. 50 people in a matter of hours took drugs that just was killing them, being sent to the hospital in critical condition. I watched it happen on the news. This isn't something I'm talking about, oh well, across the world, right? These same people, so when we talk about people who are oppressed and people who have options and people who don't have options, we have things right on our doorstep. We have problems right in front of us that require for us to continue to work in this space. I'm not putting down anybody else's struggle, but the first thing that I have to be able to do is like being on an airplane with a baby. If the cabin loses air pressure, save yourself so you can save your child. Put your mask on because the baby can't do it for you. You can put your mask on and you can put your child's mask on. You have to save yourself. I can't be anything to anyone else without first being who I need to be for myself. I have to work on me. I have to become a stronger version of me. I have to be a better version of me. If I want to see change in the world, I have to first see change in myself. And I can't wait for it. I have to make it happen. And I know it's not going to be done tomorrow, but I have to make it happen. And trust me, people have made it out of Gaza. People have made it out of Gaza and grown. People have made it out of neighborhoods. They've made it out of difficulty. They've made it out of bad relationships. People have grown through adversity and changed. I'm not telling you the world is perfect, and I'm not telling you this process is easy, but I am telling you, in order for us to see the change we want to see in the world, we have to put ourselves in the position to elicit that change. If you want to see change on your job, you have to become that change. You can't see change on your job by complaining to other people about what the problem is on your job. You can't see change on your job. You can't work at McDonald's and go to Wendy's and tell them that they got bad work environment. Wendy's ain't gonna fix that. Wendy's like, great, that's good for us. More business for Wendy's. So what do we have to work on? First, we have to understand the thing we can control, which is ourselves. And then we have to do the best for ourselves. We have to implement discipline in order to grow and improve ourselves. Growth, perseverance means to endure. Perseverance in the context in which we use it for the discipline dividend is simply talking about enduring the difficulties that come into life, whether they be physical, mental, or emotional. And for the most part, they're going to be mental and emotional. Perseverance is about seeing difficulty, encountering that difficulty, and then having to achieve through that difficulty, continuing to work. I'll give you an example of perseverance. As a personal trainer, I spent years teaching people how to improve their bodies. And during your process of working out, there will become a point in your journey where your body will do what's called plateau. And it's your body essentially saying, everything that you do now, I know how to do. I don't have to get any better to do this on a regular basis. And then you go to the gym for 2 months and you see no results. You still want to get bigger. You still want to be stronger. You still have goals, but you've hit a plateau. And so now you have to persevere. And the perseverance tells you need to change your motion. You need to do different types of workout. You need to switch up the day. You need to use heavier weights. You need to change the days you rest. You need to change your consistency, your frequency. Like, things need to change in order for you to get to this next step. And it's not easy. It wasn't easy getting started. And now that you got started and you're doing it on a consistent basis, now it's like you need to change. In order for you to keep growing, you gotta change. You have to understand that your challenges are changing. You gotta understand that your challenges are changing. So you have to change. This is how you grow. That is what perseverance is. Perseverance is overcoming that. I shared the story of my wife's channel being monetized, and the last 3 days felt like a month as they just stopped. The process which she started of taking a break and then coming back and watching 50% of her subscribers just be wiped off the map. I don't know what that came from. Perseverance, when you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you can feel it being taken away from you. That's perseverance. Bless says, perseverance, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. That's a good line. Making sure that we try smart, making sure that we do. So you're not trying again, you're doing again. I'm removing the word try from my vocabulary, because if at first you don't succeed, you did the work. It just wasn't successful. Do it again. Do it and do it again, but do it correctly. Don't do the same thing again, expecting different results. We have to learn, we have to grow, we have to change. Where there is no challenge, there is no change. Where there is no change, there is no growth. So conversely, if you want to grow, you have to change. And if you change, you will be challenged. Right? Labib says, but your surroundings can be a factor in your success or failure. Everybody's surroundings are a factor in their success or failure. It is definitely about mindset. Mindset is where we start. But everyone's surroundings, growth says, I think it's all about mindset. It is about mindset. Labib, I'm not going to take away the fact that your surroundings play a role in it. Your surroundings help shape you. But if perseverance, and I'm telling you, perseverance is the final part. Perseverance is the thing that says, what can you endure to get what you deserve? If you build perseverance first, right? When we look at the people who have done great things, right? We look at the people who have the stories that are most inspiring and touch us most emotionally. And here's the thing, I want to get this clear before I continue. Emotion is a big thing. Emotion drives all of our actions. We're either running from an emotion or running to an emotion. Emotions are what are the rewards for the things that we do, right? They are the rewards, or they are the condition, or they are the result of the things we do. So emotions matter. So when we watch stories and we watch movies about people who have endured, who have persevered, and who have achieved greatness, the entire story is about the perseverance, the work, the thing about the discipline and the showing up every day and doing the work, the things that are entertaining and colorful in the movies, those things are things. But the thing that touches us, the thing that drives us, the things that make us feel like we're connected to it is the perseverance. If you build that perseverance first, we take one of the greatest movies that they have ever made here in the United States, Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump's life was built off of perseverance. It's the first thing he learned. It's the first thing he learned being born handicapped was you have to persevere. Ain't nobody coming to help you. You have to get up and you have to go. And it touched the heart. From the beginning of the movie, you are tied to his happiness. They teach you in the beginning that this kid is not being given anything. He's going to suffer mentally, emotionally, physically. People are going to try to break him, and he's going to spend more and more time focused on making himself better, on dealing with whatever the difficulties are, to persevere and to grow. As fictional as that story is, as unreal as that story is, what's the tie? What's the thing that brings us in? It's the emotional connection. It's the perseverance. We are emotionally tied to his ability to endure. They give us glimpses of patience. They give us glimpses of repetition. They give us glimpses and quick shots of consistency. But they get long shots, long scenes, long talks, long engagement, in-depth, emotional, cinematic scenes of perseverance, because that's the emotional tie. So emotion matters. Why am I saying this? Because if you can develop perseverance, which is why I say the easiest way to build discipline is through fitness, because you can do that yourself. You can do it yourself. You're going to need knowledge. You're going to need more information. Labib, I'm not taking anything away from the difficulties of people in any situation. I do understand, however, if you develop perseverance first, if you learn how to persevere first, and then you implement the other aspects of discipline towards anything, you're unstoppable. Because no one can tell you anything to get you off your course. No one can show you anything to make you doubt your results. No one can tell you or do anything to you to make you believe that this is harder than it is. It doesn't matter how hard it is. Do you know what I've been through? Do you know where I've come from? Do you understand that what I've already had to endure? You think I can't endure somebody talking about the color of my skin? You think I can't endure somebody coming in here and telling me they don't like the way I did whatever it is I'm doing? You think I can't endure the fact that someone else is trying to do the same thing? You think I can't endure 28 people telling me no? When I'm trying to get a loan, 28 banks saying no? You think I can't endure that? You don't think I have the ability to persevere and keep pushing through these difficulties? You don't know where I've been. I have the perseverance. I've gained the knowledge. I've done the work. I've put in the repetition. I've shown up over and over again. I've been patient. I know that it's going to take time. I've continued to work consistently. That's what this consistency is for, because I've gotten smarter, I've gotten better, I've gotten stronger, because I'm continuing to do the work. These are all of the things when the perseverance, if you already have the perseverance, you can't lose. You're unstoppable. People don't like, they're flustered, they're flabbergasted, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to talk to you. So Labib, I get what you're saying. And that's why I'm telling you that waiting is not patience. If you're in Gaza and you're waiting for Israel to change so you can be free, you're waiting for the United States to invade so you can be free. You're waiting for somebody to come in and start a military and grow it so that you can be free or you can live the way you want to. If you're waiting for that, it's not gonna happen. It's not. You have to take charge of what your situation is, where it is, how it is. And it's horrible, but you've already persevered. You're unstoppable on the other side. I'm climbing out. I'm climbing out. I'm unstoppable on the other side. It's not easy. Don't get me wrong. No, some people have it much easier than others, but we all have our challenges. I will not compare those challenges, but I'll let you know, before I can go help somebody in Gaza, I gotta help my little brother who's currently incarcerated in North Carolina. Before I can go help somebody in Gaza, I gotta help my brother who's also dealing with a situation with his housing. Before I can go help somebody in Gaza, I got poor people, I got relatives, I got cousins, I have a brother-in-law, I have a mother-in-law, I have people who are dealing with challenges here, right here in front of me, who I need to help. But I have to become the person capable of doing that. And then I have to help these people. And then as I help these people, part of what I do here is help other people. So you have a message, you have inspiration, you have motivation, you have knowledge, you have something to share with the people who you want to see do better. So we become the people that can help the people. It's definitely a growth says I think is about mindset. I absolutely agree. Bless said, if you give up, you will never succeed. You'll succeed at failing. That's absolutely right, Blessed. We can't give up. We have to persevere. But perseverance is work. Perseverance is endurance. Patience is work. Patience is letting you know that you're moving towards something. It will not be done immediately, but it will be done. Keep working, keep growing, keep moving, keep building. That's very important for you in order to be able to see the success you're looking for. Waiting is killing your future. Your future is waiting for you to stop waiting. Your future is in your future. And your future moves closer to you as you move closer to it. If you don't move, neither does your future. It's that simple. Every step you take to get closer to your future will take a step towards you. Your future works with you. Your future is driven by you. If you sit down, your future sits down. You know what? You might never get here. That's on you. Patience is understanding that the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. Start taking steps. Understanding I need to go a lot of steps. I need to travel a long way. I'm going to get there, but there's work for me to do. Guys, this is important. The reason it's important is because we're all going through this same type of journey. I talk about this all the time because we know the simple things. The difficult things is the discipline. We have to implement the discipline. And discipline starts with repetition. Repetition does not require for you to perform at any given level. Repetition just requires for you to just show up. Just show up, man. Let's start by just showing up. That's it. Let's just start by just showing up in whatever space we say we want to see improvement in. Are we starting with push-ups? Are we starting with squats? Are we starting with our diet? What are we starting with? Right? Let's just get started. Because once we get started, we now have something to build off of. Once we get started, we can say, okay, I get it. I'm started. I'm not going to be done immediately, but I am going to be done. But I've started. So once we get started, now we're working on something. Now that I'm started, what's next? I got to be patient. Got you, I'm patient. Once you get started at something, your body craves progress. It craves it. It craves, it was like, dude, we're doing this. What's next? I don't know, let's go find out. Let's go find out what's next. Why is what's next important? Because what's next is what's going to continue to drive us. That's how we're going to build consistency. If we don't have a what's next, if we don't have a goal, if we don't have something we're trying to achieve, then it becomes pointless. And when we lose the why, we lose the drive. Eat the programming cookie. Thanks. Thank you. So if we don't have the why, we don't have the drive. That's why we need consistency. Consistency gives us the why. It gives us the goal. It gives us the thing, the marching orders, where we're headed, what we're working towards. And perseverance is what we build within ourselves as we go through the process, as we continue to circle through and cycle through repetition, patience, consistency, repetition, patience, consistency, repetition, patience, consistency. Are we there yet? No. People are pushing against you. People don't want to see you succeed. The people who you're closest to tell you you're least likely to get it done. You share it with someone and they criticize versus advise. We keep circling, we keep cycling through it. Repetition, patience, consistency. And it's building this perseverance. It's building the type of perseverance that when you get to the mountaintop, you welcome those who didn't believe in you on your way. You don't stand up and point at them and look at you beneath me. No. That's not what perseverance does, because perseverance teaches you that for so many people, like Growth said before, it's about mindset. They didn't hate you because they hated you. They hated you because they didn't know. They didn't know the mindset that was needed. They didn't know the mindset to put with the behaviors, and they were waiting. And here's the thing that works in your favor. Waiting achieves nothing. So when people are waiting for you to fail, when they're waiting for you to fail, they can't stop you, because waiting has no action. Waiting has no strength. Waiting has no product that it produces. Patience, repetition, patience, and consistency produces results. Waiting produces nothing. I'm waiting for you to fail. Keep waiting. I'm waiting for you to give up. Keep waiting. You keep waiting, you keep hating. When I make it there, I'm going to turn around and say, hey, I'm here to help. I'm not waiting. I'm patiently extending to you the opportunity to see the same thing in your life. I'm not waiting, I'm encouraging you. I'm imploring you. I'm sharing with you that I want you to see the best in you that you refuse to believe was in me. I want that for you. Why? Because I persevered, and I know it's room up here for both of us. I don't need to push you down the mountain to make space for me. That's what perseverance teaches you. Perseverance works on you. It teaches you that it's not just you. Cookie said, gold words. You matters, your world matters. Action beats procrastination. Indeed, Ricky, how are you doing, Ricky? Thanks for stopping in. Thank you, everyone, for stopping in. Thank you, all you guys, everyone who's here, who's been a part, who's commented, who's heard anything. Hey, do me a favor, if you haven't done so yet, double tap the screen, hit the like button. I would appreciate it. Doesn't cost you anything, guys. Just a way of saying, hey, I heard something, I saw something, I like something. A little quick like doesn't hurt you, doesn't cost you anything. I appreciate it if you would, guys. This is why waiting is hating. This is why if you wait on your future, you're hating on yourself. This is why we need to come to understand that what we do is determinative of where we'll be. You can't wait on your future. You must pursue it and be patient in the process. You cannot wait Oh, I'm waiting for the right time. Wrong. I'm waiting for more information. Wrong. I'm waiting to figure out. No, you have got to be active. You have got to be active and not just busy. You've got to be productive. You got to find out what's the step that I can take, however small, that's moving me closer to my future. I have to understand not only how to gain knowledge, but how to implement it, what spaces to use it in, the right people to talk to. I need to figure these things out. Cookie says, just don't care about what others think. What you are doing should be what matters to you and to your family. True, because thoughts mean nothing. I told you before, people, you don't worry about what you think, because your thoughts and your words are not decisions. They're not actions. You want to fix your thinking because your thoughts will lead to what you're willing to do. You're not going to ever work consistently, and I'm taking this from Myron Golden. No one will work consistently to become something that they hate, something that they don't believe is real. You're not going to consistently make an effort to become rich if you believe rich people are evil. Bottom line, I'm good with enough. I just need enough. Fine, that's you. If you feel like rich people are evil and that you have to be evil to be rich, you're not going to work hard to be rich. You're not going to work hard to be wealthy. So you do have to think about what you think. You do have to fix your mindset so that you have a mindset that will allow for you to grow. Vance, good morning, Vance. Hey, brother. Vance said, is there a link so I know now when you are live doing your walk? Yes. On the page, if you've hit subscribe on the page, you go back there and then you can hit a little notification bell. Every time I schedule a live, and when I go live, you'll receive a notification on your devices. What's my story? Which part of my story would you like to hear? My story is long. My story is 52 years. Basic breakdown on my story. Born in Washington, D.C., 1972. Went back and forth between my mom, my dad, my mom and my stepfather and my dad. Lived pretty much everywhere on the East Coast, from as far south as Flomaton, Alabama, to as far north as Haverstraw, New York. Grew up not knowing my siblings, not meeting them, not seeing them well. It's a lot of stuff that happened in my life, but basically my story is I made some decisions in my youth that cost me time and opportunities. Got married, went to work, changed my mindset on what it took to be productive and wealthy and rich, came to an understanding that those results would be based and tied to my mindset and not my hopes. And now as a man with a wife, happily married, and 7 lovely children, I have a focus on understanding my principles and my purpose and how it impacts my life. And what I do here is share those disciplines, the discipline dividend that I developed for myself and my family, sharing those discipline dividends, how they impact your daily life, how you control your actions, and how to help achieve what you want to see in your life. And it's not just in finances. It's in your relationships. It's in your communication. It's in your job. It's in everything that you do in your life. This is how it's going to be achieved. It's going to be through discipline. And that's what we do here is we work on discipline. It can impact your finances. It can grow your finances. It can grow your wealth. It can grow your understanding. But it starts with discipline. Cookie says, do you born in poor family? Depends on what poor is. No, I was born into a poor mindset more than a poor family. My mom wasn't really poor, lower middle class, so maybe at that time with her and my stepfather. My stepfather was in the military. My dad was in the military. He never recommitted. My stepfather was in the military. No, I mean, I could complain about it. It wasn't a perfect situation by far. It wasn't great, right? Like, I could tell my life story. I have, like, if you want to make a movie about the hardships in my life, I could give you those. I've had difficulty, but the worst thing I was born with was a poor mindset. I was born and I was taught to work hard. And if it's not working, work harder. And that your responsibility is to work hard and die. And that's what you do. You work as hard as you can so that the people who you love will watch you work hard, understand that they need to work hard, and then die. My stepfather passed in January, and he was still listed as an employee for the state of North Carolina when he passed. He worked in air conditioning cooling at North Carolina A&T, right? It led his department, developed cancer, ultimately passed away at the beginning of this year, and he was still an active employee. He worked hard until the day he died. Work hard and die. My poor mindset. I have conversations now with family members and loved ones who are still under the impression that I'm just waiting to die. I'm like, yeah, when I talk to them, you're in a position, you've done the work so that you can pass on to future generations of your family, a legacy to where every generation will be stronger and stronger. And literally they ask me, well, how are they going to learn how to work hard? Where are they going to learn work ethic? How are they going to become good people? I was taught that if you are born with opportunity and money, if you're born into a family of wealth, that you will not learn work ethic. You don't know how to be a good person. People with money, people born into money, aren't good people. They don't have work ethic. They don't know what it means to be dedicated. They don't know what it means to persevere. This is what I was taught. This is why I'm on here having this conversation, because it's not true. It's a fallacy. It's something they give us so that we love the hardship. We believe that the hard work is the reward. Look how hard I work. I work hard. I work 60 hours a week. Look how hard I work. Yeah, you're gonna work hard and you're gonna die. You ain't gonna leave nothing to your family. You're gonna leave a story about how you work hard and then you died. This is not how legacies are built. We've been taught to hate wealth. We've been taught to hate passing something on to our future. The only thing that we pass to our future is problems. I was born with a poor mindset. I was born into a family that had a poor mindset. And so until I'm capable of realizing and understanding what I've been born into and how it impacts my life, I'm not able to make a change. I'm not able to do better. I'm not able to see better. I'm not able to grow better. I'm not able to be better. I can't do any of those things until I fix my mindset. So it's not about whether or not I had money. It's about my mindset. What was my mindset for my life? How was my life crafted based on where I was born and what I was taught to think? These are the things that are going to be important. These are the things that are going to shape us. These are the things that are going to keep us moving in a specific direction. So we have to fix our mindset. Stop hating the things that are happening for others. And we have to focus on our life, our direction, with discipline, dedication, and patience, so that we can achieve the goals that we know we want to achieve. What do you recommend if you feel stuck? It depends on where you're stuck. That is the Mikado 16 ask, what do you recommend if you feel stuck? Depends on the area that you're stuck in. Let me know where you're stuck and we can talk about it. Cookie, mindset shift is everything. It is. Mindset, imagine, mindset shift, if you want to know what a mindset shift is, have you ever seen the video of the kid who was born colorblind and they put this thing on him and they put glasses on him and he saw color? like for the first time, like he truly saw color, and his freaking world went like, this is stupid. Like his brain was like you see it on his face, like, oh, right? Mindset shift. That's a true mindset. Listen, if you change your mindset and it don't make you question the things that you've believed for years, you haven't really changed your mindset. You haven't shifted your mindset. You just kind of talk a little different. A true mindset shift will make you just absolutely go, wait a minute, no, I was told to do this. You're telling me that's wrong? I still work hard. Even though I know exchanging my time for money is not the way to truly build wealth, I still do it. I'm having to tell myself to stop telling my children that that's the way they're going to see wealth. They're going to see happiness. I have to tell myself to stop telling my children it's important for you to get the best possible grades if you want to be successful in the world. While we're looking at a world full of people with the best possible grades who can't pay for their life, who are losing their mind and turning to crime because they're $150,000 in debt the moment they apply for their first job. Good morning, Ryan. What's going on? A mindset shift, when you shift your mindset, if it does not scare you, you have not truly shifted your mindset. And I don't care which direction you go in. I don't care. I don't care if you go from a positive mindset to a negative mindset. If going to that negative mindset does not scare you, you haven't really changed your mindset. You're just accepting what you've always thought. A mindset shift, when you truly change your mindset and then you start trying to implement the principles of this new mindset, you're gonna be like, man, what? 75% of my money into investments, I only make $300. That's all I make. You're telling me to keep 75 and put 225 in investments? What am I supposed to do with $75? Well, nah, you only make 300. You should probably be putting 80% into investments. What? Yeah, that's a mindset shift. You too, Ryan. Hope you enjoyed your weekend as well, brother. Good to see you on this Monday morning. Cookie says, how to be better at communication and build better connections. Because I hesitate making connections. Can you help me? How to be confident at connecting with the right people? Sure, what type of work do you do? Mikado says, 31-hour with great benefits, but it's a dead-end job. 4 young kids, 7, 3, 2, and 1, and inflation is crazy. Been at this job for 10 years in the same position. Oh, that's on you, Mikado. It's a good job, right? You make 31 an hour. That's decent. That's $62,000 a year. Benefits, but it's a dead-end job. So it's on you. So here's the thing. You just said it. It's a dead-end job. What do you need to do, Mikado? What do you need to do? I'm asking you. Mikado, you said it's a dead-end job, right? What do you do if you're driving down a dead-end road? What do you do? If you look at your map, it says you're driving, and it says the road that you're on is going to dead end. It's a dead-end road. What are you going to do? Vertical Effect says money isn't hard to make. It's abundant, but it helps to understand how the game is played. It does help. Connections, making connections with people, it depends on the type of work you're doing. I would love to give you that advice, Cookie, but I need to know a little bit more about the type of work you're doing. Mikado, it's simple, man. You got to change course. You got to get off that road, right? You understand it has benefits. Here's the mindset thing, though. You have to understand your value. You're going to have to challenge some of the things that are the norm. I can't afford to be without a paycheck. You can't. You can't. But what are you willing to do to make the change? How many applications, how many resumes are you prepared to put in? What type of work are you prepared to do? Is the job a dead end because you say it's a dead end, or is the job a dead end because you don't know what else is available? Is the job a dead end because you say it's a dead end, or is the job a dead end because you haven't come to understand the value within yourself that the company is willing to compensate higher for? I hear you, the risk is the whole family, though it is. I got a family, I got 7 kids. I changed my mindset in the middle of it, and it is not easy. Dude, trust me, I got 7 from 16 to 2. Got a wife. We got plenty of bills, got plenty of concerns. I made my mindset shift in the middle of it. It is not easy. I'm right where you are. I'm telling you, I'm going through the process right now. We had to reduce the amount of money we spend. We had to live on a budget. Hey, listen. So listen. It's not poor to eat noodles often. It's poor to think that eating noodles often is a bad thing. We have to invest our money. We have to move our money to different places. I get it. Trust me, I understand. We have to understand to invest our time in the work we do and our efforts and our growth and development. We have to get it. We have to understand it. It's how it happens. It's not easy. I guess I should be thinking about the risk of staying instead of the risking it. You said it right there, man. Either way, it's a challenge. If you don't do anything, it's a dead-end job. You're not happy. They're not gonna pay you much more. You need to double your salary. So first question to ask yourself is, how do I double my salary in the next 18 months? I'm gonna give you a big window. I'm gonna give you 18 months to double your salary. To go from making $62,000 a year to $120,000 a year. What do you need to do over the next 18 months to make that happen? Ask yourself that question, start doing it. Get to work on it. Understand it's gonna take 18 months to make it happen. Even if you don't make $120,000 18 months from now, I guarantee you, you'll probably be making 85, 90,000. Start doing the work. You have to ask the questions. You have to look for the challenges, and then you have to make the change. The mindset shift is devastating, but it requires the work. Working for others is mostly a scam. It is mostly, which is why you have to put your money to work for you. Any time that you exchange for compensation is the lowest. I don't care how much you get paid. It's the worst way to make money. The more you get paid, the less time you should spend working for other people. Jason H., I make enough off my investments to live. I live off grid, self-sufficient. There you go. That's where you're trying to get to. I don't know if you want to live off the grid. You don't have to choose to live off the grid, but that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to invest money so your money pays for your life. Mikado, I appreciate this more than you can imagine. Not a problem, man. I'm here for you. Tap in, subscribe. It's what I'm doing. It's the same life I'm living. I can share with you also what to do with that money. Once you start developing the discipline and you start working towards that goal, I can tell you how to start to put that money into the right places so it changes your future. Living your life as a business. Cookie, I'm a software engineer and I do Python and web development. I want to start my startup. I would like to hear your advice. Start your startup. I mean, here's the thing. I don't do Python. I don't do coding. I understand that there are a lot of people who do the work. If you're good at what you do, maybe you're focused on the wrong thing right now. So what do you need to start your startup? Do you need to start your startup? So what do you want? Do you want to be known? So this is directly for you, Cookie, right? I'm going to read a couple of these other comments in a moment. A savings account is a joke. You must invest. Don't save money. Savings for the purpose of spending. Right, but here's what I would say to you, Cookie, right? This is what I want to say. Why do you want to start a business? Do you want to start a business so you can say you started a business? Or do you want to start a business to change the amount of money that you make? And in changing the amount of money you make, change your life. If that's your focus, you don't need to start a business. You just need to get a job somewhere where the amount of money you make makes sense for what you want to do. Got to change your mindset. Everybody doesn't need to start a business. There are plenty of people out there writing Python. There are also plenty of people who are paying a good penny for people to write Python. There are people who are paying for you to write it freelance. There are people who are paying for you to sit down and write it and troubleshoot. You too, Jason. Thanks for being here, boss. Guys, it is now 7:06. I am well beyond the time that I should be on here in the morning. I did get started a little late, but I love coming out and spending time and getting my walk in. Also, thank you for being here to share. There are a couple of things I didn't get to. Cookie, I'm going to simply suggest, think about what it is you're trying to achieve. Are you trying to achieve success? Or are you trying to achieve notoriety. Because starting a business is essentially at this point to tell somebody you started a business. If your focus if your focus is on changing your life, then you don't have to start a business in order to do it. You can do it. Yep, you can always do it better, and you can scale. Make sure you're focusing on the thing that you want to do, though. Not whether or not. Don't just start a business because someone says that's where the money is. Vector Effect says, when my first business cleared its first $1 million, I realized the whole game is those who get it and those who don't. Exactly. I have Asperger's too. All I have is practical advice, but love your motivation. No problem. Thank you very much for being here, Vertical. Here's the thing. Thank you for being here as well, Rich. Sup, dude? You need a good nutritionist? Are you a good nutritionist? Let people know. Sup, dude's a good nutritionist. You guys looking for somebody to help you with your dietary needs? Tap in the Sup, dude. So here's the thing, guys. I want you to understand what we talked about today is the difference between waiting and being patient, all right? Waiting does not produce anything. It doesn't. Either way, people who are waiting on you to fail and you waiting to find your success, neither one of them are productive. Patience means that there's work that you're putting in and you know it's going to take time in order for you to get there. Jason H says, refined sugars and low carbs is what I do, and exercise. Thank you for the nutritional advice, Jason. You always got a point, man. Always practical as well. And also, remember, guys, for the work that we're doing, the biggest work that we're going to do is going to be on us. That's why the perseverance is so important. It doesn't matter what the specific focus is, if it's your job, if it's your finances, if it's your fitness, your health, or your diet. It doesn't matter. The biggest work that we're going to do is going to be the work that we do on ourselves. So we want to keep pushing in that direction, keep doing that work. As always, guys, remember, there are 4 pillars to discipline. Those 4 pillars are going to be repetition, patience, consistency, and perseverance. And as always, guys, until I see you next time, keep showing up, keep blowing up, keep growing up. I'll see you guys. God bless.